Good day. How are you? Amazing. Wow. Well, you know what this is about. Whew. It is the number one thing right now in the news. It is the inauguration of Joe Biden. I just saw pretty much the whole thing. And I gotta say, there was some highlights. Everybody was tasteful. Some of the points that I want to talk about: Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, Garth Brooks. Wow, right? That was pretty impressive. And I must say there was some beautiful things that really moved me. One of the beautiful things that truly moved me was the poet Amanda Gorman. Wow! The hill we climb at inauguration. I mean, the youngest known inaugural poet, absolutely breathtaking to hear her vernacular, the way she was able to transition from words to storytelling. I honestly feel that this young and amazing Amanda Gorman lived a lifetime before her life now. She's so beautifully well done. It's funny because I'm watching it, and in the beginning, I was like, wow, Lady Gaga, good job. Then Jennifer Lopez, I was like, wow, Jennifer Lopez. And then Jennifer Lopez said, let's get loud, right? That was awesome. And then Garth Brooks, and being, silly Garth Brooks, making sure he, gave love to all the other presidents. But Amanda stole it. She stole it. Yes. She didn't steal it. She came up and took it. She really did. And then the sermons were amazing. And then you know what? I loved watching the inauguration of the old and the new. Meaning, like, when at the end of it, Pence is leaving, Kamala is saying goodbye, turns around, going back up the stairs, and just the execution of elocution of grace and respect. It's just amazing. It really was something that I'm sitting there like choking back on tears. I didn't want to cry, but Justice Sonia said, it was awesome. I gotta tell you, it was awesome. Today is a funny day for me and my brain. Today is January 20th. January 20th, every year, I celebrate another year that I have seizures. And it's so funny because I had a seizure the other day. This morning I felt a seizure coming on, and I just was like, hold on, Fanny, don't let the seizure bite you. Don't do it. And I said, no, the seizure's coming. And then I'm sitting here watching the inauguration, and I felt my brain calm down. And I'm like, don't do it. Let's just, okay, this is the 21st year of your seizures. This is a new year. Let's try to get this under control. Joe Biden, I wish him all the best. I hope and pray that we will have a successful term of presidency. I was kind of sad that Donald Trump wasn't there. He left, and I mean, that's the first time ever a president did not stay. And, I didn't want to talk about him because I know, a lot of people might get upset. So I'm not going to say anything negative. But sometimes you got to take the high road. Sometimes we have to look at defeat in its face and say it's okay. We're going to be okay. I think that having the ability to pass the torch, showing face to his brethren, right? The other presidents that are there, I think would have been the way to go. It would have been the classy way to go. And not only to say that, but it's part of history. You can't, what this reminded me of? It reminded me of when you graduate high school and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to my prom. And then you don't go. Go to the dang prom. Just go. My goodness, take your cousin Lenny. Just go. Go to the, you know why? Because then you can say you were there. By you not going, you will always be like, maybe I should have gone. And, that's where it kind of leaves in that note of maybe you should have been there. You're worried about being impeached. They're going to be impeached there. Makes me, it's a bittersweet moment. But you know what we do? We go, okay, we move on. Because here's a good lesson for everybody. Everybody out there in podcast land. Here's a good lesson that we can learn. When you have a job or a career, whatever you're working on, the longevity of it, right? The trade secrets, right? Like, Coca-Cola has trade secrets. They will always have their trade secrets. So, it's under lock and key. So they're irreplaceable in that sense, right? When you know the trade secret, you cannot be touched. However, when the trade secret is election vote, a new job, a new ability, a new facility, a new accessibility, you're always replaceable. So when you understand the idea that you are replaceable and then place your value elsewhere, you become more valuable. So if you work in if you work in a position or a career and you believe you're irreplaceable and then you're replaced, that's a chip on your shoulder. That is what you need to grow over, right? You got to get over that obstacle. But if you're like, okay, if I quit right now, they'll hire someone new. If I get fired, they'll hire someone. I'm replaceable. The moment you understand that it is a replaceable position, that in history, for this 46th president, it has always been a new position, right? Even if the same president is elected, he becomes the 40. Like, think about presidents that had dual terms, right? They're the 40. They're the next number after, right? I'm like about to say 47, but you know what I'm saying. If they become the consecutive number after, they don't keep that number, right? So let's say Donald Trump would have been reelected. He would have been the 46th president. He wouldn't have been the 45th continuation. That's not how it works. So it's always replaceable. You understand? The moment you realize, look at football, look at basketball, look at any job, unless you are the only person who can operate in brain surgery. Think about it. Unless you're in your field, you're the only one. When you are replaceable, you need to put your self-worth and value elsewhere. The moment you do that, you become irreplaceable. You see how that works? Because yes, you'll move on, but now you'll move on to do other great things. Think about it. Obama left, 44th president, on a high road, on a high note, to do bigger and better things. Moved on. 45th president came, now left. Now we have the 46th president, but Obama is still Obama. You see what I'm saying? The person still lives in their legacy because they themselves did great things, was a great person. The other thing is, the moment you realize life moves on, then you can let go. You can move on too. It's important. It's important to understand that. Let me tell you something. I saw J-Lo singing at the inauguration. Could you imagine? That blew my mind. I know they were like, oh, Lady Gaga, J-Lo, Garth Brooks. I was like, okay. But I was like, yes. Oh my God. The other day I was getting essential oils for whatever I'm working on. And my husband was like, here, take this one. He gave me J-Lo Glow essential oil. I was like, oh, I'm going to make a bath bomb smell like J-Lo. I thought it was so funny. And I was like, what? Go ahead, girl. Do it. Let me tell you. The beret, the coat dressed in white. I was like, let me tell you, if it was me, I would have been in a fur. The same idea. Because that is just a moment to live in that moment in history. Like, if you look to the left, look to the right, there was a point where J-Lo was talking to Michelle Obama, and all of them are having a conversation, and then Bill came up behind them, and I'm like, look at Bill trying to say hi to J-Lo. Give it a minute. And then she turned around, she was like, oh, hey, what's up? And it was the funniest thing, because I'm watching like, exactly. Wow. Imagine having the attention of the former presidents and vice presidents and leaders of this country wanting your attention. Whew. Lady Gaga, I was like, go ahead, girl. It was just great to see that. I don't know. It's freezing cold, but it's bright and sunny. You know, I said to myself, my son was like, don't get political, because I don't like getting political. But this is not about politics. This is about history of what happened today. And I was going to talk about my seizures, but that's boring in comparison. So thank you so much for listening on this journey of Fantastic Life. And let's see what happens. Take care.